Good afternoon. Welcome back to Air Radio Salgirun Spain today, 16th February 2022. We now bring you the news from Banjul de Gambia in English and Mandinka. First, the headlines. Point newspaper, PMO working to implement new salaries in July. High Court staff to be arrested. And also TRRC reveal mile 2 unfit for human beings. The NAMS defer public service pensions bill for Monday. To the national news from Point Newspaper, stakeholders validate GEF in landmark project. City Link Austin Banjul hands over treatment facility worth $2.4 million to Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. So let's go back to Standard Newspaper and see what they have today. Standard Newspaper, the first headline, Consul Jawara to relocate his Angola businesses to Gambia. Then, protocol officer says her signature for to obtain diplomatic passport. Chairman testify on TDA allocations as GT board corruption. And then Gambia participates, says it may go to court over denial of permit for anti-corruption demonstration. UDP SK West NAM rescinds decision, says he will now seek re-election. And girl 8 tells courts man gives her $5 to buy chewing gum after raping her. So those are the headlines from Standard Newspaper. Let's start with the first story on Standard Newspaper. First story on Standard Newspaper, Consul Jawara to relocate his Angola businesses to Gambia. Now the details by Lamin Cham, Standard reporter and editor, read by Hajadama Air Radio Salgeruna Spain. Gambian Tygon and consul to Angola, Haji Jawara, has announced he is relocating all his companies from the Southern African country to his native Gambia. Jawara, who spent 32 years in Angola, owns a multi-million-dollar holding company called Samuja. Samuja is the leading manufacturer of diapers, sanitary pads, chicken towels, paper, handkerchiefs, restaurant napkins, and face masks in Angola. The Samuja production line is powered by 10 modern manufacturing machines which are now being packaged and shipped to the Gambia. Jawara told the Standard, after more than 3 decades away and with a conducive environment for business now and love of country, I have decided to bring all my businesses to the Gambia. Obviously, such a move requires heavy capital investment in the Gambia. I have already applied for land for my warehouse, stores, and offices, among other things, and that process is going on with the Ministry of Lands and other relevant authorities. My hope is that it will be fast enough in the time for the arrival of the machines, which are due soon. He said Samuja will ensure a steady and regular supply of these products and make them cheap and affordable to all Gambians, as well as create jobs for the country. Jawara became the Gambia's consul in Angola in 1998. He recounted, when I arrived in 1990, I found that Angolan police were detaining many Gambians whose only crime was to go to Angola for greener pastures. I found that to be inhuman coming from the Gambia where all nationalities live peacefully. So I hired a lawyer and fought their cases in court. Luckily, the court freed them and I became a darling among the Gambian community there, who recommended to President Jammeh that I should be their consul. And that time, Gambians in Angola were registered as British or Commonwealth subjects with very little rights. But since I came consul, we now registered Gambians under our own consulate and we issued consular cards instantly. We currently have about 600 Gambians registered and there could be more Gambians there unregistered since most don't bother until they run into trouble, he said. Doppelgang. Yeah, doppelganger. He said doppelganger. Jawara appears as a striking resemblance to Jonas Savimbi, the assassinated Angolan revolutionary politician and rebel military leader. Of this, Jawara explained, since I stepped foot in Angola in 1990, I never failed to attract attention at any Angolan government function, and I attend as a diplomat. I get mixed reactions from Angolans for my resemblance to Savimbi, but overall, it brought me love, respect, and great fame. Curiously, I managed to use these to strengthen relations between the Gambia and Angola. It ends a section. Don't worry, we'll be back momentarily in Mandinka with this particular story. Ya sama ke badolo nga continue kibaro lambara men la headline wal karana angale counto aning in follow men be standard ngala details o karang angale count so nga continue sa kibar ko la PMO membe state house kabe do ko ke kanade pro kanana nyin jokuto londe July karo nyin kono high court do kula ko yanta ka arrest anim fanan TRRC la report ko ye mile 2 na kasoba mbe banjun balaje ya bondi fanan ko oto je mambete ya pour hadama de ngoy traje freng debitoli public service pension belonging ko ya nyornd le fotane lung sinana jibe yo la national new stakeholder kutakuta andro ke GEF la in landmark project ko nyina city link mu kaf nyoyalde bank tema o ikaf meni Austin banjul yin kafo nyin diro ke dinkrala damen jarlo wala ka kejeto membe ko jibe treatment of fresh alloy vera research project ko nyin moti ko men kodo atata kanyang million fula wuli kemen nani dala so a project ko nyin dinkra nyin facility nyin ya lo wala sa ya di na bankola leptan bambe bangin sa ta ko ne ka fuje Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital yo ngata standard la ki war follow moda men na details o karana wala mum aji jawara ko ala company men bi Angola saya pakle abi sambakan Gambia banko kan so kamala bi Ministry of Land abi keno nyini kay bulu pro asi ala company nying de ba montela damen aning ala officer nying ako processor nyimbe takan ko ajiki ko maybe te ala vitamina rong pro nying allocation no yin se taria janni ba fola fengol yin be futal nimbodoto yo protocol officer yin amusole mo ko ya tla signature yo let forge yo let tapale ya pour ka diplomatic password sot bade ne talom bondi jang wala mo driver koto nyinti state house yo mem muso mem e ka fay ko ndey awa cham hotel protocol officer de membe yin claim ka kitid la nyindo yo nimboto Chiamano fanandia muta sediaro ke na tourism development area na kome ka diro men ke channel la jeto as GT board corruption kome GT board la jenko men ba ko kono ay sedia ke wolal so hani bi kartan la ka fo me ko activism ten Gambia participates e même fo ko e tol e bita kitid la bari police balanta pour que silo bula yeta balambaya la sa teo kono comme jenkombe kering Gambia Bangkok o demonstration ni police manson ka laisino di le finti o kama la permission ko bita kitid la pour kata ko nyin kelejeto yo UDP la dibitombe serakunda tili Giola West ka faye madi sisi amutral de ay même fo a bayle ko ate fonyo la te lola kotek sai amutana ko abe lafren pour ya tombon kotek yo sunkuten ne ombe sangi sey ay nyim fo kitid la ko ke o dala si lulu a wole diala pour ay ta kiungo mo sango ko la natuna nyapa kan ka londi musol to nga murko masay ngata kibaro men fa nga 40 centen detail so angle counter member ko la min chami men sa standard la kibara wala console jawara membe Angola ako abala business o nyin transfer nang pour kana fi Gambia Bangkok kan service lo kan na la masingon iko Gambian taikon ni mo Gambia businessman baldi consul fana mati Angola Bangkok ka fay haji jawara ko ay kankularo ke ko ala business o mbe o dlata la o company mbebe o Bangkok kan memo Angola ti membo South African country nyin kan o mafon la jeto men Africa sonko du mala mafon la ko daben pour asala nim company ay pakle ala joran masingul binana ka sambana fangola banko nyinga ka menna native Gambia wala te wuluta dame jawara me ko nyim ay sangitan saba aning fula awolo soto Angola Bangkokan num fanan company jama ka menna million jama dollaro company nyun ibalita menna o ila valoro nyin comme akia kumandi tojuma samuja company ka balita menna wala mo million la dollaro abe wala transfer nan comme ka sound nan ala native banko nyin ka wala mo Gambia samuja ko nyimu company de men company pa nyaton kol company kono nyaton kol men akadidaro ke fengol la men daipa wala mo nyin seniaram fengol la mo nginti aning tankaram fengol men dinnol ni musol ke use ka men daipa aning sanitary pad ko musol ka men use aning dinnol ka men use aning tewelol men ka soto na tabiri bongol kono aning fanan han kachifol ko men nyin kayti fengol ten ke mol ke blofta men na yefay aning restaurant la napkinol ko men daftaron ni non fitaron ten aning nyin face mark fanan komen ikada nyin dabula round Angola Bangkok kan akola dida jeto so ala fito wo industry sa man na Gambia Bangkok o masingol men ko dida wol pack ay si pour kan fi Gambia Bangkok ko yin sam muja ala do ko fengo mi aka bon men natna ga fente is powered by komen masingol men ka da masing tang ay men dante ni modern masing kutol teng men kanyim fengol dida men ni bote il faut kan teng ako now in mo fenati sa ye be wutle ye pak ya sip pour kana Gambia Bangkok ka continue jawra nyim fo standard ye ka bring more than 3 decades coming men tambe da sangi tan sabala coming abota Gambia Bangkok with a conducive environment for business ako away and with a conducive environment for business now love comme wala ngi don kabra nyimbo ke Gambia Bangkok kan sa lafta kamurna wala sign nunkum silobe yellem pro membe ko ka men al hawamen o dinkramen abe sonaren pro business wala karola sante men kita la kanu banko nyinde wala Gambia te hulatna kamurna ko I have decided to bring all my business wala ngi design alafita ay mentor rom pour kala business be samana Gambia Bangkok ako tonya such a move comme ay mentate nyi ko me aba ke kanting ako nyi solata kula de membe ko capital ni o metron ko di jamala nyanda ka mendu akuna pour kana Gambia Bangkok kan ka sawn nanjet anim fana ko ate santeng abe tembo mento ay apply ke comme ay safaro ke pour sama ko kenoto membe kala warehouse ote walam korda bañi sansangoñing damen sto soto la je nala official nala fen ko tangol be abe damen tala ka halen company tamandi jeto ako nyin ko nyin be tama kanne anin ministry bonname marta bankola min anin relevant authorities ko min dinkra koton men fanan dabe be kunna kono nyaton kol karola men nyanta kanyen topoto ako ajikita fanan ko that it will be fast ako nyin mu fenneta jikita ko abe tariala tatuko in time for the arrival janning nyum fengol be futala wata men na membu ko nyum masengol pour kedula be sodla nyame comme ay men dante ina na continue ko nyim samuja ko alen company to men de o makila fennete pour ka je ko steady and regular wat snana soton drog fenna men abatarla loring anim fanan wati sopla olan kadiro ke alen nyim fengol men akede daten rumunna asinedi dala damen asosone baba ke ay men dante nim fanan mobe sa asotno nyamen mobe sa asanno nyamen ko Gambia de as well as nim fanan asinana do ko fanan sotondi banko kan ay men dante jawara na ke Gambia la consulate ankola banko kan 1998 ay men dante ko men sata kan fana ko kabira frata Angola 1990 ko atra Angola la police olten e Gambia din jama ye men sindik likely ka men detaining Gambians men la crime kata monet rongo ko la kuja o monet nda Angola banko kan pour kana nginin la jeto ako anadna ay kabira ngin tara ngin lado anadna ke kuti men ay ngin je al halo men nyama anadna ke kuliti men amanke manyana ka halmadi mo fon tarandi o nyama ka manke halmadi yati frank ko coming from the Gambia kaman ka bonan Gambia pour kana munna where damento Gambia banko kan ka bonan je banko men linata siol bela sio be kanyanta jelle bebe sirinje kairo kon komen ibono dinkrato ta yin blado to yin kusifa be kileleje o kamala la na loyata pour ka yin lakko kile kitibla ko harje anarna harje komen kitibla na yin mol bebula ana tinake fendi kakete kanun tewoti among komen Gambia de men be siringo o Angola banko kan damen pour recommend to na atitaka tombong ka recommend president kodonye membe ko ya jame ko nyanta leke la consulate o banko kan o kola lamu ina na ke consulate je Angola banko kan damen ana otumo ika Gambia de ke register Britishol la Britishol toyala koto comme o Commonwealth comme anglais kan folal comme ke itandi wala nyam with a very little ko kada kuleti fanan men ay batan le domain because ye nyanto men so nyanto nyin doyata bakile o mafon nyinna natna tenda ko bari since kabirati nata ka ke consulte santen ye men register o mafon nyinna la consulate nyindo ko men ye katol men de data da fo mo chema wor Gambia dingul nim banam dol be jele men sia babata men nana je pour que to safe ala dinkra nyindo men dol buke fambata ni foning ina nana bula mantoro kono men date depol ganda komen fonko tra nyamen traka fayitan ni nyamen jawray men fota ko since kabrate asingolo Angola banko kan 1990 ate annamana boy mume ke pour na attack wala ndrom kuru atlako wati o kamol nyabole anim fanan wati mol hakilo ka tra kan komen attention ninata Angola sako man sakunda government function on sakunda kata nyamen anin fanan akwati I attend as a diplomat komen tata nyamen drong drong kake diplomat yajel ka continue fana ko I get mixed reactions komen ay kujamale soto kama nyamen from Angolans komen ni kama nyamen Angola la Carola ko mixed reaction komen mol kama la Carola nyamen ni nata Angolan fongol la mol ten komen kata je nyamen for my resemble comme aka fang suma men la men beko mol men ka foy Jonas Sabimbi men o kilala banye men ya fanu Angola bankoga ko kamala it brought me love comme way kule sambay nangeto kano anin waya darjan de baki jele anin bunya soto anin fana jet film anatna darja ko curiously comme men kata kumbo ko fangoti akwati I managed to use comme akatla ka kuli ke membe ko ni na tagibi pour ka bambandro ko fen relationship wala mu kafunyoya animal si nyolo nyameng ninata Gambia anim fanan Gambia anin Angola fawtema ko fon katala do ko tele bakle aw mani wato nyinna ko bambandi bakle so mina nyato do mani ala baraka anal badi mala jada wala ya respen banko kan salsaroni mbata jang anaji be bato ada madi sise la fon goyin don sinaw fanam fiali angalaw ni mandika kameno ning jingulo botal. Welcome back. Still with Standard Newspaper. The headline: UDP SK West Nam rescinds decision, says he will now seek re-election. This one by Omar Ba, Standard Kid reporter, read by Hajaram Air Resal Jeronas. Now the details. The National Assembly member of Serakunda West Madi CCA yesterday confirmed that he will now seek re-election 5 days after telling the Standard he was not going to contest. Last week, CCA told the Standard that the UDP Serakunda West Constituency Committee, under the leadership of Mbaraka Job, assisted by Bajan Kamara, told him he would not win the 9th April parliamentary election because his rapport with his constituents was not good. But when contacted for development on the matter last evening, CCA explained, the UDP executive called us and we resolved our differences, and now I can confirm to you that I will be contesting as the UDP candidate for Serakunda West. Like I said last time, I wasn't satisfied with the claim made by the committee because I considered it a conspiracy against me, and as a result, I decided to take back seat. However, the party executive has since called both of us and we have resolved the matter. So I accepted to contest the election under the UDP, CCA said. He indeed, I want to assure them that when I am re-elected, I will continue responding my people in parliament, making laws, raising their concerns, and doing my oversight function to make sure that funds that are entrusted to the executive are spent transparently in the best interest of the people. He said it is not the responsibility of parliamentarians to build schools, roads, or public amenities. CCA is the editor of Daily Newspaper. Stay tuned and go back momentarily in Mandinka after a short jingle. Yeah, Malolo kal kontong motanang bara men details so karana men beden UDP la dipito men akai fonyo barsana na murle gabriel cool resolve akabelo la kota ke in parliamentarian election men kanating e precaro tili kononto la memo madi sisi de serakunda tilibo dipito nying ko men ay mem fonu standard ko ay fonyo le atelola kota ke bari sa nin kuma murtala ko au baile ko anyanta kalo kota ke be wolengin la molbul ka continue me KIIBAARO safe wala mo Omar Bati memba krankan la jala ya radio Spain banko kan salsato nyon kono député o men abota Serakunda tili bola tili giola manka tili boti tili giola madi sise kunum ayin kalam tan di standard yo ko ate abe santen abe murla pour ka ngini ko take pour ka law me kabring tili lulu komando a fonun ko standard ye nyin KIIBAARO bunda ko ate takal lo ni nyosabo men minaka la ngin député carte fo to ten ko ñin lokun tambila sise ay ñim fo ñin tuar bunda standard ko UDP Serakunda tili jiola ko o constituency o carte fay lanyin to committee bejeto men ba nyaton kale ka fay am baraka job anin mako la memo bajen kamarti ye mem fo ay ko ate kanye no la député carte fay men kanaten e karo tili konon tola o kamala nyajibi ate molti anala mol men ka carte fay buka labanku comme buka rapport uke comme anila kol buka tano dal o constituency mol teng nan be siring ala carte fay tundo nyi gandam boko sera kunda tili giola a continue hanibi ko bari ni ajibe kabring ya contact pro fok irwa kusosoto nyin ko kono o kukota se findi jeto wato lalem nyin kola kuno ura rola sisi ay natna men fo standard ya ko ako UDP la nyaton ko li kumandro kele tul bil min lafta kaloje so sai nyomoy bali ambe da malte masai ninkum ya confirm le comme men ya resolve in a confirm ko you to be will be contested comme ate lebe kala moti men nyanta kalo jeto ke candidate to nyin sera kunda tili jiola comme ay men dante ko comme afu nyamen otumo ko ate amang kontane mumeke ni ajibe ni memfo comme wala nginde don committee to anatna ka consider ka nyin kolta ka jibe kotake ate memfo nyin ko kona ate men consider ge do wala nginde don conspiracy comme e kafta nyomale lafta fenne kala men ka ate agents comme ni nata kola an as a result men na findio do wala woti ako ate kola le manadna wala tinadna ka taro ke decision ota kotake ka decide kada puru kanyin siran ota kotake ako be kola la mun yajibe partiyo na executive wal na kumandro ke tul bela ka jeko and we have resolved coming kola la mu na si nyin ko ya tobendi nyoka ko so kamala na song puru mun ron kallo yung election men kanaten UDP la tigeto nyingoto sise ay men dante natna la faro ko fena ko alla fita fon kan kalam tando ko that when I am re-elected coming o mol ay men fo coming ate men fo kan ron bi kalam tan la men ni ya tombon ko tege ka ke député ate abe continuer la pour mon natron katra alo mol député bungo nyindo anim fanan katra luade da kun na jeto anim fanan kol wulinde mem sola kol de jeto député bondo anim bana doing my oversight kuma jibero ko kolla men ko fonction do kolla men ni nata jibe make so ka jiko fon comme bankola kodo nyin that are interested comme yemen dung ni nyaton kol bulu sinaje ko ya dun kukuna men lanken mo se kiji ni senia comme ala do ko be kala wolte promo na ron ala molla nafakan I mean dande anyim fofana ko it is not the responsibility akoni manke parliamentarian la do not de manke la do ko de puruka karamolo silol de la anin dinkral men jama molke nafa menne ka menna public amenities si se men dante so mujumala la do ko de wala executive bari tolle nyanta kala molde men nyanta kay tonton ke kontibo ke londi siloka si se na men itandi ala molla bari ko ate mola mati abe do ko la daily news le atele mola e doctorti hatale ke la newspaper nyin arrange so mbalo mina nyato do manal kan ta laro kitbar dola angaleo anin manika kam. Welcome back. Now with point in Siba. The headline, PMO working to implement new salaries in July. This one by Lamin B. Dabo, Information Officer at PMO. Information Minister Officer and PMO. The pay and grading structures are few of the reforms that PMO is working on following Cabinet's approval for its implementation effective July 2022. Musa Cham, the DPS, the Deputy Permanent Secretary for Policies and programs at PMO, who had an exclusive interview with the information officer at PMO, said there are many reforms which the institution is currently working on, revealing that the civil service allowance realization and standardization recommendations were implemented in January 2022. There is a functional review that the office wants to undertake by identifying overlaps of a mandate within the ministries and departments, and also where there are duplication of duties that can be captured, he explained. Asked to outline PMO's greatest achievement for 2021, the Deputy Permanent Secretary Cham revealed that the office's greatest achievement in 2021 is the proposed new pay structure and salary scale that was approved by Cabinet for implementation effective July 2022. He said, going by the National Development Plan, NDP, there are many deliverables that PMO as a critical enabler is supposed to deliver, citing the pay structure and salary scale as one of them. According to him, it was realized that many highly skilled professionals within the civil service are leaving mainly due to low pay, those triggering this exercise. In 2020, he added the pay structure and salary scale document was validated during the permanent secretariat retreat in 2021. On the issue of pension scheme, the Deputy Permanent Secretary Cham informed that the current pension scheme was developed in 1950 during the colonial era, and by coming of the new government in 2017, they felt that this is need to review there is need to review the pension scheme. It was reviewed and it was currently before the NAMS at the National Assembly, and hopefully by this month, February 2022, it will get the approval by National Assembly members after going through various committees, he said. On payroll, he said payroll is human resource HR function, even though it has been at the Accountant General Department AGD for decades. Going forward, the office realized that the payroll is part of HR. Accountant General is officially responsible for only payment, and we realize that year in, a year out, there are many discrepancies in the payroll system. If you go through the payroll presently, he stated, there are issues regarding this designation that don't match with people's grade, and we felt that those are issues that would bring about misinformation and would not help in informed decision making within the civil service. Date of birth is also another issue in the payroll, and since it's an integrated system, we want to have one system to rely on with regards to information. That's why PMO felt it necessary to bring payroll to PMO, he concluded there. Stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily after his short jingle. sama male olo nga continue kibaaro la men kara sa me point news wala PMO men me dokula la kokuna secretary general officer to ni president ya jeto ala doku nyin wala dokula la jolni la kokota ten ni dokula li ke ta nyamen ke bay nyamen ani ke reinstate nyamen ani fanan ke employ nyamen ala doku mol PMO ko abe doku ke kande pour munna jolla karola men ya foko abe datla July comme ni adda fo pareta jolla lafa nyin anim fanam palaso la lafa ni nata doku dinkral nyin men yen safe lamin bi dabo anim fanam abota officer fanam men ata be doku la je mo bieto men mo information officer nyin kuma kan bota olelul sai nga continue ci baro la memba karangale la jadama tiba na studio to jang Facebook na YouTube channel to kata na Facebook channel sabo nyim beto so nga continue kibaro fang mem finta kono bata men karana angle counter wala di pay and grading wala jo aninka doku tunkun lafa comme molla doku ka lafa o structure nyin ka dila ku ke pour munna ko nyimu fennel de falendrol dol kono domanning ina ta PMO la doku men aba ke kan santen kabrin cabineto nyin na son nyin na pour munna ron ka tamandro ke nyin kola men ko anyanta kadati nyin sawo kono July karo atili imantilo ke bar July karo kono nyinan sawo kono wala sawo talante o ma fango nyin Musa Cham atelemu comme deputy permanent secretary ni nata policy ferolla anim program la kol men ka tamandi jeto PM la officer nyindo ko who had comme ate anatna kachaso nyin garo ni jabiro ka men interview with the information officer comme men ka kibaro bondi la karola at PMO jeyinto ka men fa ko there he said there are many reforms falindri jamala be ke kam men nena gibe ding ila doku dingra comme institution o nying santeng be men doku kan ay ko dol fintin jeto men be ke kam men ko civil service ila allowance la ko ta ko ke be dala nyamen anim fanan ka dala ke standard ko fengote membe ko dunia be ka tamande nyaman ni nata recommendation la karola kola be men tamandla ni nata yin ben tamata men de data no January karo kono nginan sang kono nyin sang la kari follow me tambitate ako there is a functional dogo dol be men yantaka fengol dol be tamandrol ke kan kola o fengol dol be je men yantake ta ke murun kan ke jibe officer nyin to comme ila fitamen rong sai be dunkan ole kono beta la pour que soute membe ko overlaps ne mo rong fe kol men ka sain kan jeto comme mo kilimo ase ku do ku fula satno je o mo kilimo se jo fula satno o mo comment rong ko kurne naka overlap rong kol ka selenyo kan de kol la karola jeto membe ko inata mandate la do kol la karola within the ministries comme ministry bundal to kata departmental to lat na PMO be o lal tala e be gibe kol la bake pour ka je ko o sifal kana na soto kotake and also anim fanan daming ni ajibi ko duplication comme ka fiongo ke flat o fanan ni nata jutilla karola olan to kolten that can be captured isol fanan isol mutano dingral to o be kekan dingral men to abe men fokan interview ni kona ka continue ya nginin ka fo ase itandro ken ko PMO comme atla hame ba munete o ye mune fon soto ni nata 2021 in deputy permanent secretary memfo at cham ning ay men fujeta men reveal fintini jeta ko ning officer ning ala achievement banyim is men soto nin sang men tamita wala ngi de wrong is the propose pour ka fen samana meme ko kuta yando la fengol la meme ko jo Kenya ko structure de la anin fanan kukuta la meme ko ka selendro ke molla grade nyina ko me la doko tunku nyina ko me député bon sondala wato men par kabriya approve pour kata ka tamandi in July karo men kanata ngina sang kono ko kata fennati wala mo greatest achievement doti PMO la officer ni men soto serin sang kon ka continue ay membu fanan kata ko men ninata national development la karola ko ta ko there are many deliverable ko fen jamal be nyanta ka men tamande do ko la karola PMO men for as a critical enabler at nyim fennati membe mako mako roke ko la inata supposed to deliver men fengol de men nyanta ka ke nyanta men do ko men kala ka jibe roke fenda falanko ni ata jibe joro ala structure nyin ko de da ko men joro nyanta lol la nyamen ko de da comme pay aning salary aning joining ka jeko scale abe tembo mento as one of them comme wukila fennete nyinu kono nyin men anyanta kake kaf men nako deliverable comme aitan roge fanan to him te PMO nyin aitan roge nyin information officer lako it was realized comme nyin fenela ketal that many highly skilled comme na banko gang mo jamal beje men métier tiel la muti la métier ya no bakele personal dem ina tan jama duku la nyindo wol ne agibe wol be men kono wala mutron jomen bebulu adan do ya batale wayanata kusamana membe ko yin exercise o me ba ke kan tempo yin doko me ba ke kan tempo si gibero ko kolla ko de ko Senegal sama kono that means 2020 comme ay lafaro ko kolla ko ni yajibe joro ka kenya men wol dilanya hanim fanan salary jolten comme o scale ni abe tembo men do kaitol men be dar ngo kokuna e kuta le wato la comme permanent secretariat secretaries e men retreat comme ay men murunkan ni nata jibe ko 2021 sam kono yol dila kugel on the issue comme kolla ni nata pension la comme nedo ko ke fo jita sangi tawor ni lulu kata yo soto jita do kola deputy permanent secretary cham ay même fo ko inform that ay men kalamtandi ko santen in pension ko to ka men pension scheme comme yirwa men kata genu o developed ya didan sa fron wato men na wala kita 1950 san kono wato men na mara lalben na banko ka men kita tubabol de britishol la wato nyinna ko ani fanan kabrin nyin masakunda kuto mesirin den kabrina tam maralola 2017 sang wato le mo ina tajje ko nyimmu fenneti men sula ko le bije ka ajibe wala pension ri comme ni eddo ko ge fofrata sangita woro anin lulu ke jo men na tonola ko nyanda jibero kala o Kenya ngina ala scheme ko mabe abe nyame ka continue ako okola mon inatna jibe anim fanan santen be tembo men do ya samanan dibitol nyatle wala dibite bon nyindo wa jikita ko atemela janniba fala nyin comme month February karo nyin men ba konde ya samba jela ko it will get approval ate memfo nin February karo nyin be ban ala foroto ko dibitol batala le pour ka approve I mean dande pour kanana bari anyanta kata ningira jamal to committee men be député bon to je pour ka ajibe ay men dante ko ni ajibe ka men payroll comme jo la Kenya la men katra kunna men ka doko ay men fuko ko he said payroll kilo nyen mu fenne de fo hadama de on litra adoko le ka men human resource HR function comme wala nyen taka taman even though ko hanwanya it has been at the account comme be tembo momento abe damen wala mun na bankola office men ka konti boro ke bankola kodola ka dame ko accountant general la department of AGD comme sangi jama la sangi tan jamal ay men fo nyin payroll nyin system o bol to ka joro ke to ka ko be topoto ko kamala for decades going forward comme mu feneti sangi tan jamala kata fo nyato ko niaji be nyin office of santen ya jela ko pour mun na ro nyin payroll nyin is part of human resource comme mol nyanta ka ake accountant general is officially comme accountant general comme wala de sande men martani kola jo membe ko jo ka mena payment dolla pour mansakunda dokola la an fana we realize that year in an year comme sangol kono katafo sangol kono there are many discrepancies comme nyo sabo ka waraje bakele comme molka query molka grumble ko la ni ata join na system nyin na payroll ni because joka ke nyamen ni yajibe is lack of human resource ko kamala ya wala tinna illa fita pour ka bondi jeto ka sammanan PM wala officer ngin ka continue hanbi if you go through a konita da nyim payroll comme sante ngabe alhalo min nyama ko ay meyitan ni wala ngende ko dara issues comme kolle be jede membe denning ninata this national that don't much call be jede men e makata feren nyin call kono with people comme molla grade comme molla do kola tembobe dinkram bari molli nyodan do good latle komale la jol mangena klinti anin fana we felt comme yaje ko that those are issues kono mukulti men that would bring means nana ko samana about misinformation or comme kuma sina finte kibaro la karola men atina kila fente men abe betiala o abe telina o abe kila tonyati ni na gibe ko be kila fenneti wote makoro kila mumeke in inform decision ni nata pour ka mol kalam tan di kola ko wayo sabule ko making within the civil service comme in jamala do ko dinkra nyinto o misinformation o nyintina makoro kala comme kol nyanta ka lanken ma je nyata nyamen ka itandi nyola nyamen wayo sabul kun yala gibe kol fana wulu sangole ka mena date of birth is also another issue o fana mu kodol ti njola karola ka mena payroll ako njol tamantri nyala kola comme ye mola wulu sang and fanan ko since it is an integrated system comme nyimo fenati ba kono woto bayno ako we want to come left men wrong one system comme sai ba kila system kilonto wala kadiki mun kan wala on with kan anim fanan ni na tajibe membe ko to information wala kibaro la ko lam ibe lonna nyame ako wayatinna ko PMO jeko te lafita menna wala nginti ko sula ko la pro kanyin payroll nyi man sakunda la joro mi akake men kake ado ko nyin aka sammanan ila office nyin koto I mean dante ala kuma kan nyin dantawol so mbari wala mi nyin dan na jam because nka system o mi use pro sunaje ko gana tambi na wato nyin na pro kana na problem samana men ke lamoyala sinaje ko bisinana boarding pro ke lamoyala so madan na jamina murana nyata ko ke ningo time so ala baraka anal badi malaja da ya radio spin banko kan so nal dunda wato wata let's subscribe na YouTube channel o nyin to jang nim fana na Facebook channel sabo nyin kena isa ajeto ngase ajeto membe ko ala jada ma diba timeline Facebook my blog Facebook anim fana ala radio phone na studio mento jande so ala baraka nal badi malem ala jada ya radio spin banko kan bi February karo tilitang anin woro inan sang 2022 sang nyin kon salsa to kono